Hey guys, it's Reim here. Welcome back. This is Chapter 10, Part B. You can see we switched over to the flails to this Test of Valor. This Test of Valor is pretty simple. It's just going to be 70 ghost fish and 30 acid worms. So take care of the ghost fish any way that you want to. I'm using just the flails, XXX, jump X in midair, and then do repeat when you start landing. And yes, they are going to bite me, but they give me so much blue health that I don't have to worry about them biting me too much because I'll be able to replenish my health very easily. So let's take care of these guys. And some of the reasons why they're biting me is because I'm getting hit with acid and that's interrupting my combos. But again, not a huge deal. The reward for this Test of Valor is going to be 3 chests. One chest is going to have a grain, the other chest is going to have a talisman, and the last chest is going to have ghost fish in it. Now feel free to go ahead and use the grain if you do need to for this Test of Valor. If you don't use a grain, you manage to finish a Test of Valor with your full health bar, then what's going to happen is that grain chest is going to give you 7,000 essence because it's a dynamic chest. And same thing with the Test of Valor or the Talisman of Rebirth. You can get 50,000 in essence if you don't use your talisman. So this, you stay behind the mound whenever you can because it'll protect you from those guys' acid balls, the ones off to your left. They always come in at 2 pair, and so I just take out the one that's different from them. Another thing that's important to notice is they all have boundaries where they go under and come back up, and each one is unique. This guy has very few boundaries. There's a very narrow area where he travels around, so I don't have to worry about moving too much. Some of them move a lot more. So you wait for the next guy to come up. This is too far, and not going to hit him, so I was trying to use the mound for protection, but that's not going to work. So let's get closer to him, try there. Now you can see he's grabbing acid, so I don't have time to do a charge, but I kept the camera on the other 2 guys, and I saw them release their acid ball, so I had to release my UT early, and it was actually an ET. 3 UTs will kill these guys. In fact, 2 UTs and an ET will kill these guys. So take him out as soon as it goes under, start charging, and then take him out and make sure you absorb the essence for each one of these guys, because 3,500 times 30 of them is a lot. Let's see, it's about over 100,000 essence for these guys. So you can get 100,000 essence from this Test of Valor easily. In fact, I'm going to get 150,000 in essence because I'm going to have a Talisman of Rebirth at the end. Okay. Now, what we're going to do coming up is we're going to skip past the rest of these guys, but I just want to show you this worm because he had a larger area where he would migrate underground, so you got to be careful. And if you don't know where they're going to pop up next, what I recommend doing is holding block and waiting for them to pop up. If they pop up right underneath you, they'll break your guard, but they won't kill you, and they won't do any damage to you whatsoever. Okay, that's the last of them. There's that 2 pair that I haven't touched, so if you want to, go ahead, sit back here and start doing arrow UTs in them. Now if you had your arrows maxed out, you should be able to kill them all, the last 2 with the arrows back here, but since I was being a doofus and forgot to max out my arrows, I only have 7 left, so I'm just going to do arrow UT to just start doing them, use them up. They'll give me extra karma, but I should be able to kill one with my arrows, and then I only have to deal with one at the very end to finish off with the scythe. But if you do have 30 arrows, you can just sit back here and 100% protection. Their acid balls won't hit you from back here, and just take them out. Looks like about 5 arrow UTs will take them out if I counted right. So I'm going to use the last arrow UT here. I'm going to get up close to him. Now I've watched him come up and down. I know his range under the ground isn't too much, so I'm going to get close to him, and we're going to take him out. Let's see. Believe it, and that's not even close enough. I don't know what I'm thinking. Not even close enough to him. So just wait. See, I'm holding block, wait for him to come back up. As soon as he comes back up, I know I have enough time to charge a UT. And again, that keys to this Test of Valor: take out the ghost fish first, use that mound for protection, single out the one that's away from the group there, and keep the camera on all 3 at once and kind of recognize their patterns and knowing when you have time to charge a UT and when you don't. The other key is when they go underground, for each worm, learn how far it's going to move. If it moves a lot, then hold block to see what comes up. If it barely moves, then you don't have to worry about it. Just start charging when he's underground. Okay, so there's a ghost fish. This one's going to be a grain, but since I'm maxed out in grains but I don't have max health, it's going to give me blue essence, which is kind of going to waste. This one's going to be a Talisman of Rebirth. Because like I said, I wasted Talisman of Rebirth in Chapter 9, so this replaces it. So I got over 100,000 essence, but you can easily get 150,000 essence from this Test of Valor. Okay, now everything is restocked. Let's go back and save and get ready for the next fight coming up. Okay, next fight's going to be a bunch of Gajas all at once. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to Muramasa. I'm going to restock all the arrows that I used when I should have done that before the Test of Valor. So if you haven't done the Test of Valor yet, make sure you stock up on your arrows ahead of time. That way you can just take care of the last two that are remaining easily, or you can farm the guys for the acid orbs for UTs if you want to get extra karma. Okay, now that we restocked with arrows, save. Let's go to the next fight. Jump and knock this button down. Now sometimes these Gajas will get stuck in that little carrier there, but they feel free to spam their projectile, so it's a little bit of a pain. But since it takes them a little bit longer to get out, I know I have enough time to charge a UT. And I jump off to the left to encourage them to move to the left to get out of the carrier that they're in. It seems they can get out easier, but I still have enough time to fully charge up. Now the same strategy applies for this Gaja fight as every other Gaja fight. You can see I already have my essence staggered. You can see that Gaja jumped up and tried to tail whip me, so I got the hell out of there and jumped away and tail whip miss. In fact, the better you get these guys, the less often the tail whip will hit you, and you won't even think about it anymore. It'll just happen. You'll get much better at predicting it and moving out of the way. There's XXY that usually kills them, but in this case it just delimbed her. Okay, there's X, forward, X, 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 and just repeated it. In fact, I just hit X, and then I hit forward, X, and then keep on hitting X while holding forward. I can do this over and over again. Okay, she got me with her tail whip, but I had the smart, since I knew I couldn't move, or I couldn't jump out of the way, I blocked, and it took a lot less damage. Okay, there we go, XXY, delimbed her, OT. Okay, are there any left? Yep. This fight is, not too challenging, straightforward. If you got through the first set of fights on Chapter 10, then this fight should be no exception. Now, I always save after this fight because it's the last time I'll be able to save until I get into the Temple of Sacrifice. That body has a grain, so I went ahead and put in a grain to fill up my life. And let's run back and save and get ready for the last gauntlet of this chapter. Okay. I say last gauntlet because it's the last real gauntlet. After this, there you can save after every fight. There's a couple of fights left. In fact, there's only one fight after this last gauntlet. It's the Big Van Gel fight right before Elizabeth. So let's take care of these guys. Here's a quick and easy way. Stay down here and they won't attack you. Just stay right down here and get them all with arrow UTs. For some reason, they don't know that you're here, and makes life a lot easier. There you go, there's more essence for your collection. Okay, easiest chainsaw fight zombie ever. Crotch shot. Looks like that armor didn't protect him at all. Okay. Next coming up, there's going to be another one of those annoying fire-breathing dragon fights. That chest is filled with ghost fish. Since ghost fish give red essence and blue essence, I'm going to save it for if I do need it later. Restock the arrows. And here's a fairly simple way to take care of the fire-breathing dragons. Stay in this area. They'll pop up in between that V, or they'll pop up just to your right, but in this area they have a harder time hitting you. So you can see him